Hello my friends, and welcome back to another Brotato Ultimate Nightmares run, where we take the characters that you think will be the hardest to beat in the new Nightmare mode, and try to win with them. Hope you're all doing well. Today we're playing the Gangster, which is both one of the hardest and one of the most random characters in the game, because of course an elite can show up to attack you at any moment. And we'll be using the revolver, which is generally the best weapon for this character, to see if we can get a win with it. Obviously, the increased damage on Nightmare mode is going to be pretty difficult for the Gangster, which can make the buffed elites that you have to face incredibly dangerous. I'm also not 100% sure of the mechanic with the increased shop prices, because the way that the Gangster works, when you steal an item, you have a % chance of having an elite show up. I'm gonna ban Cute Monkey because it reduces my ranged damage. And that's based on the cost of the item. So I think that it actually increases the chance of elites showing up as well on Nightmare mode whenever you steal something. Someone can confirm that in the comments, whether that's true or not. I'll buy a revolver here, and then I'm going to steal another weapon. The question is, and I'm just banning these two. The question is, am I stealing a shotgun here? Or am I re-rolling to try to find revolvers and submachine guns, which are the weapons that I want the most? I think I'm going to re-roll. I feel like we can find something a little bit better here. I'll leave these two in the pool, and then I'll roll, and I'll steal a revolver. And just like every other character, you're going to buy mostly weapons in the first couple shops with some a couple weapon exceptions, a couple item exceptions, but almost always it's only weapons. The downside of this character, of course, is that you can't lock the good items that you see, since the Gangster can't lock things. And not being able to lock items, at first glance, I think a lot of players see that and just don't think that's that big a deal. That's an enormous downside for this character. One of the major components of making this a difficult character to play is not being able to lock items. Not only does it decrease the average quality of your items, because you can't lock good items that you see, so you're going to see fewer good items on average. It also increases the average price of your items because you can't lock in higher or lower prices from previous waves. So on top of the increased item prices that the Gangster already has, you're also just paying a premium on items because you can never get a discount on them. So having the inability to lock items is way more impactful than I think many people give it credit for, and is in many ways even worse, I think, than the 20% item price increase that this character suffers from. Here, I'm going to reroll. Also, you'll have noticed I'm just getting only damage at the start. As the Gangster, you need to be able to kill any elites that spawn as quickly as possible. So I'm just going to buy damage when I see it in the beginning shops. We're going to be using lifesteal, not regen, so I'll ban plant here. And I could steal the blood leech or buy fresh meat. I think I'm going to leave both of these in the pool for now and roll looking for more weapons. And then I'm going to steal this revolver and buy lumberjack shirt and head injury. And then we're not re-rolling because we can't lock anything. I would be happy to have some submachine guns here as well, because that could give me more lifesteal. But revolver is the best weapon for this character because it's the second highest DPS weapon in the game after laser gun, but unlike laser gun, doesn't really give up wave clear because it still fires quickly enough to kill the rest of the enemies on the field. I will kill curse aliens. One of the ways that this character can get ahead is by stealing a really powerful cursed item. Get this curse alien kill, and that means I'm not going to be able to get this tree, sadly. Alien tongue is actually pretty nice here. We're leaving a lot of materials on the ground, and then I'll just take 10% attack speed. And then here I'm going to buy a scar. I could buy Catling gun. I actually think it's just not going to be enough damage. The pet, I just don't think it does enough for us. I'm going to re-roll past it. Ghost outfit, I don't really want either. We would need to buy so much dodge to make the ghost outfit good. And I'm really just looking for more weapons. I will take a lens. And then I could steal Ugly Tooth or Hedgehog. Ugly Tooth can be pretty good when an elite spawns, because it can slow it down. But I'm just going to steal the Hedgehog because more damage is the critical component of winning with this character. Get a cursed enemy kill. I would love piercing shots. That's something I'm really looking for. Obviously, we need a little more max HP. On the Gangster, you really want to have enough health and healing that you can survive a couple hits from an elite and heal back up before it hits you again. Because, of course, you can accidentally spawn elites when you're not ready for them. And even if you are only spawning elites when you want them to show up, every time you kill an elite, future ones get stronger when you're playing this character. So it becomes really dangerous really quickly. Here, for example, I'm just going to take armor over harvesting. Damage is that important to this character. These are all bad items for us. Let's just use our bans now. I could try to hold out for free rerolls, but just banning a bunch of bad items so that better items start showing up seems more important. And then we can upgrade here. We'll buy this, and I'll steal the loot worm. Might as well reroll. Oh, nice. And we actually got to buy a coupon as well, which I will buy. Coupon is kind of funny because the chance of an elite showing up is based on the price of the item. And so coupon actually decreases the chance of spawning an elite when you steal an item. So there are times where you want to spawn an elite because you feel confident killing one, and you have a coupon in the shop, and you should steal before buying the coupon to maximize the chance of the elite spawning. And then there's also times where you don't want to spawn an elite, and you should buy the coupon first. Kind of an important interaction to know about with this character. Or not really an important interaction, because it's very marginal percent differences, but a small interaction that's worth knowing about, because it's basically free to make use of it. I guess I'll take a baby elephant, and Broken Mouth is great here. 2 ranged damage is perfect. Then I'm going to reroll, and I do want more movement speed, but more attack speed is even more important. I will buy the Ugly Tooth, I'll buy a helmet, and then I'm going to roll. Medical Gun is just too low damage for us to take. I'll take Baby Gecko and Broken Mouth, and then reroll, looking for something good to steal. A couple really nice options here. I could steal the Cursed Bait. Obviously, Cursed Bait spawn more lampreys than the normal bait, so it's pretty dangerous. Getting more curse is really good. On the other hand, piercing shots are incredible for revolver, so I'm just going to steal the bandana here. It had a 20% chance of spawning an elite, which would have been pretty dangerous. We could easily have died to an elite spawn there, but definitely worth the risk in order to get one of the most powerful items for the character. Also, stealing more expensive items, of course, is better, because you get a pricier item out of it. Having a bunch of baby geckos and a loot worm is really nice. Means that we're getting a lot of bonus materials here. I am going to need a little more movement speed, and I definitely need some healing. Currently, I have no healing at all. Yep, we'll take a duct tape, and then I'm going to reroll. Oh, actually, I guess I do have 3 lifesteal, so we're not as bad off for healing. I'm going to take 15% attack speed, because I just need more damage output. We'll take Lemonade and Lost Duck. Buying Luck is good on this character as well, because it makes higher level items appear, and then you can steal more expensive stuff. We'll take a Scar, and then I will steal the Ritual. Metal Plate I would also really like, but we're going to tiebreak by stealing the more expensive item, and we need healing, we need damage. Obviously, I need armor as well, but damage is even more important. So the most important items for me right now, upgraded weapons are probably the single most important thing. We're still using a bunch of level 1 revolvers. Anything cursed would be really nice, because that increases your power budget significantly. Healing, because right now, as you can see, our healing is quite slow. I wouldn't mind a submachine gun as well, just to make our healing better, because then we could use our lifesteal more effectively if we have a couple submachine guns, or obviously like a minigun would be ideal. I couldn't get that Curse Alien in time. I'll definitely take another Lost Duck, and then here I could take a ranged damage. I could also roll. Let's just take a ranged damage, and then I'm going to take 8% damage as well. We'll buy a Hedgehog, and then reroll. And Dangerous Bunny is a little worse on this character because you often, you don't use rerolls as well because you can't lock items, but I think it is still worth buying. And then I'll buy a propeller hat, and I'm going to roll here. I think we can probably steal something better. And here I will steal a leather vest. Do I want this pistol? I kind of might. Pistol was buffed, and our weapon levels are so bad, I think we do actually have to buy a pistol here. Not the weapon I was looking for, but we just need to increase our weapon levels. Because my damage is awful, given that I had only level 1 revolvers. And we need to be able to clear the wave, of course. The Cursed Hatcher is going to absorb a lot of damage. This is a nice little kind of preview of how hard it's going to be for us to kill an elite. And the answer is harder than I would like. So I still need to boost my damage output. And mainly that's as a result of having low weapon levels. A Cursed Hatcher, I think, has about like a third of the health of an elite, maybe a little bit less than that. And so it does give you a good sense of how hard it's going to be to kill an elite. I'm just going to recycle the Tyler. We need the money here. We'll take 2 range damage. I also, of course, need movement speed, but I can't afford not to take damage and attack speed when I see it. Do I need the Blood Leech or the Acid? I think I will take the Acid, and I'll steal it, because 160 is probably more expensive than most items I would be buying. And then I do think I need to buy the Blood Leech, because my lifesteal is pretty bad. Alright, we did finally get a submachine gun here, and I'll buy that. And then with a bunch of level 2 weapons, do I want to buy the Knot? This is a spot where, as I often say, you should strongly consider buying Knot, because we need max HP, we need percent damage. Upgrading our weapons past level 2 is good, but not critically important. The downside is we have a pistol, but I think that this is a hard enough run that we're actually going to buy the Knot here. I often in this spot will say something like, I'm not going to buy Knot because I'm making a YouTube video and I want to be able to buy legendary weapons. But in this case, Gangster is a difficult character, but if you're just playing to win, you should buy Knot. In this case, Gangster is a difficult character. We're going to put that theory into practice. I will also, I think, buy a wheelbarrow here. Gets me up to 25 harvesting, so even though it's late, it helps maintain our income. Now, I will say Knot is a little bit worse on the Gangster because you have a little less selection of what items to buy. So often, a weapon level is your best way to improve your character in a given shop. So it's going to make us reroll more, which the Gangster can suffer from already. But fixing our HP and giving us a bunch of percent damage, it's incredibly efficient stats, is very much worth it in this spot. People often, I think, undervalue this type of item because they think, but it stops you from getting high-level weapons, that makes your character weaker. But it doesn't make your character weaker, it just means that you're going to buy different things in order to get stronger. So it reduces your options, but not your strength. In the end, what you're going to do is buy very slightly less efficient shops in exchange for buying a really, really efficient item in the short term, which can make your character much stronger because you're then killing more stuff. Here I'm going to roll, and I'll roll again. I took the 9 speed there because I just wanted positive movement speed, and we'll take 2 ranged damage over the attack speed. I'll buy Corrupted Shard. I'll buy Lemonade. I will roll. We can't buy this submachine gun, although I would have loved to be able to pick it up here. I can steal the metal, and I think that's fine. 24% chance, and we get a pretty good item here. We'll buy an injection. Penguin I'm going to pass on. I will roll again. Do I want another bandana? It costs me 10% damage, or a Blazemander. Cursed items are still pretty powerful. 10% damage is good, but we already have 1 pierce, so I don't really need more piercing shots. I think I will buy the Cursed Blazemander just because it has Curse on it, so we can find powerful cursed items as a result. And, like, strong level 4 cursed items off of killing elites is one of the things that we're really interested in. Take that hit, but our healing is okay at this point. I definitely need a little bit more. We only have 1 submachine gun and obviously can't get another because of the knot. So my lifesteal is not as efficient as it would be if I had 1 more rapid fire weapon. But it's still not bad. Oh, I'd have loved to kill that curse alien. I just didn't see it until the end of the map. Small magazine is great here, and then I'm going to take 8% damage because we're going into an elite fight. Given that I'm going into an elite fight, I also can't steal this round because if we face 2 elites, it's really dangerous. So we'll buy the ferry. That's a lot of healing, which is great. I could take a 20% chance and steal the pumpkin, or a 7% chance and steal the lost duck. 2 elites, we're really not ready to fight, but I might be able to survive. And a 7% chance in order to get 1 more item, I think is fine. So I'm gonna steal here. And we were lucky we didn't spawn an elite there. I was hoping not to, but you do have to take some risks on this character. That's part of why it's a fairly random character to play. And then I'm gonna focus my DPS on the elite, try to kill it pretty quickly. Of course, we've built up a bunch of damage in the effort to make fighting elites as easy as possible. Now here I do have a cursed enhanced hatcher, which is a lot of health that's on the field that's going to absorb damage I'm trying to put into the elite, but and I'm also walking into every attack from the elite, which is funny. The enhanced slashers are also pretty dangerous, but we did clear those out. I now need to kill these lampreys, get the curse alien kill. Kill that blobfish, get another lamprey kill. Oh, I completely missed that the cursed hatcher was still alive. But we did get it. So, pretty clean wave, given that we were facing an elite, and we even got to sneak in an extra lost duck there. I'll definitely take the exoskeleton. This is all stats that I want, and then I'm going to re-roll and take 3 armor so that we don't die. Of course, we got punished and got a cursed revolver, which would have been great. I'd have loved to be able to buy that. With the knot. But I can no longer upgrade or recycle a weapon, so we can't buy a knot. One thing I could actually have done is maybe sell the pistol before buying the knot. That's something I didn't consider, but maybe that actually would have been good. Just to have the option of buying something better, but overall I'm pretty happy with where we're at. I'll buy a banner. I think we can find something more expensive than that to steal. Though, given that I didn't already, I think maybe I will just steal a banner here. And then I'm going to buy Whistle. I have a lot of healing, and we know there's no elite, so I'm going to buy Weird Ghost. And then for 100, I probably won't be able to buy anything good, so I'm not going to reroll there. We know there's no elite this wave because I had already stolen, so I felt safe to buy Weird Ghost. Now, with the Gangster, of course, your goal is to use the extra level 4 items that you get from spawning extra elites to get really strong for the end game and get ahead even of the more dangerous elites that you're facing. We have not actually spawned any extra elites so far this run, and so our character strength is not as high as you would normally expect at this point, because usually on the Gangster, you'd have at least like one more red item by now than we have, because we've gotten... we've rolled fewer elite on the spawn. I'm not going to say we've gotten lucky or unlucky, because you can sort of look at it either way, but we've rolled the side of the equation where you get fewer elites. I will take another Cursed Blazemander, and then I'm going to roll here. A Cursed Bloodleech I will take as well, and then I will roll. I think I could do better and steal something good here. I guess I will steal the Pumpkin. It turns out to be less valuable than the other items I could have stolen, but we didn't roll into anything better than that, so we'll just do that. And of course we have Bandana, so Pumpkin is quite good. The Cursed Buffed Enhanced Walrus is both a mouthful to say and very, very dangerous to us. I need to kill this Cursed Buffer before it hits some of the really hard-hitting enemies with buffs again. And we still need to get more damage. I'm definitely behind on the damage curve still. Always a challenge on the Gangster. Goat Skull, I'm going to recycle here. I could buy a regen, but losing the crit chance does hurt us a bit. And then I'm going to take 15% more attack speed. I definitely need that. I could take Claw Tree. It is worth regeneration and crit chance. Do I think that's worth spending 74 on? I think it is. And then I'm going to roll here, and I'll roll again. And I'll buy a Lost Duck. I don't think I want the Bean Teacher at this point. I'll buy a Gentle Alien. I'll buy an Injection. And I guess I'll buy a Tentacle. We're going into an elite fight, so I don't want to steal. I also want to point out just how good the knot has been. The extra 15% damage helped us clear a lot of the waves, so we made a lot more money. And the extra health has prevented me from being in danger many times. Like, without that 15 extra health, I'd have been in quite a lot of danger right there, where I walked into a bunch of attacks. Did I get the loot alien? I did. Okay, cool. Got the cursed, or the enhanced blobfish kill, and I'm trying to find the curse alien. I think we did get it. I missed whether I killed it or not, but I think I did. Do I want the Greek fire? It's very good if I get a way to set things on fire. I don't think I banned Scared Sausage, but I honestly don't remember. Given that I don't have a way to set things on fire, let's just take items that'll help in the short term, and then I'll roll. We'll take some armor here. I have 4 dodge, so I'm not really building adrenaline. We'll just buy the lemonade and then re-roll. I'll take a poisonous tonic, and I'm going to steal, because I would like another elite to show up. So a 95% steal is pretty good here. Losing an armor is bad, but the sunglasses does increase my damage by a lot, and then we'll take hedgehog and butterfly for more healing. And then we're going into an elite fight. Now, an elite fight in the dark is, of course, more dangerous, but... Oh, wait, I had double Blazemander, and I sold the Greek Fire. Oops, okay, that was bad. I just fully forgot we had the Blazemanders. So that one you can get mad at me in the comments about. I was just thinking Scared Sausage and Incendiary Turret. Forgot there was a third item that works with it now. and that in fact we had bought a bunch of them, because I was just thinking of those as basically buying a couple points of curse. But we'd have definitely gotten some more DPS out of that. Not a big deal, though. Having wave 16 be the darkness wave is always a little scary because it can be hard to tell when there are mini-bosses spawning. Yeah, I'll take a wolf helmet, that's fine, and I'll take 3 more armor. Frozen Heart, I've got +4 elemental damage. It's bad for my Blazemanders, which I just remembered that we have. On the other hand, the damage is high. Do I think that I can take on 2 elites here? I still don't think I really want to. I think I'm going to pass on the Frozen Heart. I'll buy a Blood Leech, and I'm going to roll here. I'll pass on all of these. They're just not particularly good for what we're doing. Extra movement speed and regen is good. I'm going to roll past the non-cursed Blazemander. Roll again. Okay, so I could... no, I can't steal the chain gun. There's always going to be a legendary item that shows up when you buy not. This is why I don't buy it in YouTube videos, even though it's very good. Because you're always going to just get ruined by rolling into awesome cursed or legendary weapons. And I can't, unfortunately, steal it here. But I can roll, and I was hoping to buy something good. We didn't hit anything. I could buy 1 regen for 66 with the turret, because I have Fairy. I do think that's fine. I'm going to do that, and then we'll go into another elite wave. Trying to put a bunch of DPS on the elite here. This elite, it's always hard to dodge its attacks, at least for me. The enhanced stargazers are pretty dangerous. Also, I killed 2 enhanced blobfish at once, and then another one, and let a stargazer get buffed. So that's putting me in a lot of danger here, because I let a lot of really high health enemies get on the field at the same time, and the goal is typically not to do that. Now, I killed the elite and got the heal there. But I definitely played this wave very badly, where I let way too many dangerous enemies spawn. And that put me in much more danger than I needed to be in. I will take the panda. I'll take another pumpkin. I'll take 16% damage. And then I will take another baby gecko. I'll reroll. I'll buy a leather vest. And I'll reroll again. I'll buy a cake. And I think I will steal the eye patch. We get 6% crit chance, which is pretty good. It's cursed, which is good as well. And I can buy another pumpkin to make the additional piercing shots almost full damage. With 3 pumpkins, we only lose 5% damage per pierce. So the later ones just almost do full damage here. We also didn't get an elite spawn this wave. So tragic that, of course, we rolled chain gun in the one where I bought not. But I do think that this has been a good demonstration of just how powerful that item is, and how it made the middle of the run so much easier, which is the dangerous part. And, you know, we could have bought the chain gun, but we could also have spent that money on something else. In this case, because we're the gangster, the chain gun, spending 1,000 on chain gun isn't really spending 1,000 because we'd have stolen it. But I will take the damage there. Do I want the missile? I guess I do. And I think I can steal something expensive this wave. I could get a bunch of elemental damage. So hang on, I have double Blazemander, double Curse Blazemander. They scale with 90 and 70% of my elemental damage respectively. My range is 98. So if I steal the Axolotl, we get a massive amount of elemental damage on those guys, and then I can buy the handcuffs. It means that my range goes down to 4, but that's fine. I don't care about my range at all. All right, let's do that, and then I will buy the handcuffs, because of course that increases my damage even further. And then my HP's capped, so I don't want to buy the cake. And then we'll go to wave 19 here. And now my Blazemanders should be chewing things up, hopefully. Hard to dodge the elite in the dark, of course. So I'm just trying to maintain spacing from it, and we'll let the Blazemanders do most of the damage to it, while I just kind of chip away at it anytime it gets close. And there we go, we took it out. What a weird run. Vigilante Ring, unfortunately, doesn't do anything. You know what? I'll take one more elemental damage. We get a regen off it, too. We'll recycle that. We already have a turret for the regen. And then here, I could repair my range with 60 range, but I don't care about that, really. Let's just take 16% damage to get slightly faster kills. We'll buy a small magazine. I'll roll here. I'll roll again. And I can take a fresh meat and a lemonade and reroll, and then I lose 9% attack speed if I take the focus because I have 3 different weapons, but I can buy seashell, and that's gonna do a lot of extra damage. So I'll take that. I'll buy lemonade. Giant belt would have been really nice as well. I could take it. Of course, that means I'd be facing an elite, and that's pretty dangerous. I think that my damage is not high enough, even with the giant belt, that I really want to trigger an extra elite. So we're just gonna roll here, and we'll play a little scared, given that I am strong, but not strong enough to just obliterate the elites instantly. Remember, of course, on the Gangster, enemies get a buff. All elites and bosses get stronger. So the bosses that we're facing are significantly increased in power level compared to the normal ones. And then let's go to wave 20. Need my Blazemanders to get out there and start doing their job. It does feel weird to suddenly have much lower range, because now all of my movement is a little thrown off. I had such perfect dodging around the projectiles there, and then I just walked into the actual boss itself. Alright, we got the first boss dead. We're at the point in the wave where the Stargazers start spawning, but we managed to kill both of them. And there's the run. So that's a win with Gangster. That was a really fun run. It was fun to get to show off how powerful Knot is when you buy it. Taking a look at our items here, obviously, Double Scar got me to level 25, which is great. 4 baby geckos was nice, because this character can really struggle with leaving a lot of materials on the ground. Our early hedgehogs and everything were great. Bag for 360 materials. Bag, of course, is going to be better on the Gangster, because you want to buy luck, and you're going to get a few extra crates from extra elite spawns. Loot Worm for 288 bonus materials, not bad. And 300 from our coupon as well. The Knot here, I already talked extensively about that, and it was excellent there. Dangerous Bunnies saved me 351, and then a bunch more. 76k damage, and on each Blazemander, despite having very different elemental scaling, which is really funny. But I guess we got the better Blazemander later. Triple Pumpkin was a really nice find as well. And the Axolotl was really fun, just letting me do a bit of bonus damage and bonus silliness at the end. Of course, Greek Fire would have been good if I had remembered that I had the Blazemanders, but we were strong enough that even though I gave up on what would have been a real, if not by itself, game-winning advantage, we were still able to make it happen. So that's the Gangster in Nightmare mode. As always, my friends, if you've enjoyed the video, of course, you can feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.